Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Coffee and Contemplation brought to you by Spotlight Recovery. It is April 3rd. I'm your host, Lucas. It is brought, not bought, and I have a chocolate Yoda behind me. It's very exciting. Figured I'd mix up the old Grogu in the video. Why not? A little Easter present. We've got a great reflection today called Reality Check. I really like this one. I like the perspectives in it. It's from Touchstone's Daily Meditation for Men, but you obviously do not have to be a man to identify with this one. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. So here it is, and here we go. April 3rd, Reality Check. To wait for moments or places where no pain exists, no separation is felt, and where all human restlessness has turned into inner peace is waiting for a dream world. By Henry J.M. Nguyen. Anytime we do a spot check on our anxiety or personal restlessness, we will probably find some. As long as we are aware and alive, we can expect to have some discomfort, some fear of loss, some doubt. Our program does not totally rid us of these pains. Perhaps our old ways sought absolute peace or escape through abuse of substances or food or gambling or sex, but the serenity we seek in our recovery comes through honesty with ourselves and acceptance of the incompleteness of our lives. When we make room for the pain in our lives, we allow the river of our emotions to flow. It will carry us along to other feelings such as happiness and peace. Conflicting feelings can exist side by side in our lives, and when we try to control true feelings of restlessness or pain, we dam the flow of emotions and block the pleasant ones as well as the difficult ones. I'm moving to a real world where I know and accept my feelings. And mentioned, I love this reflection a lot. I really like just kind of these key points and everything that they mention and what they're talking about, just because I identify with them and I think they're good points to mention. So, starting with this quote is great. Waiting for a dream world. I think that's what a lot of us in addiction were seeking and looking for, just total disconnect from these harsh truths and realities of our lives or of life itself, right? Just wanting things to go away, wishing they didn't exist, ignoring them, numbing them, hiding them, whatever it was. That seemed to be the goal. It was for me very much. I just wanted to be constantly blotted out 24/7. So I was just on a totally other planet than my problems and then the realities of having to adult and deal with life. That was very much my goal. So it's good to know and to point out that that is a key focus and piece of addiction, is this attempted at creating this dream world, this false dream world, really. And then understanding in recovery, just as a part of life in general, that a lot of us tried to avoid and escape from, restlessness, pain, these things are just going to happen. Life on life's terms, just acceptance of this truth, of this reality. And then it brings in that concept of, rather than trying to alter and change the winds, why not adjust your sails? Sorry, my throat's bugging me a little bit today. So there's that opening piece and thing that I really like and just I think is a really good perspective to have. Just this truth. I love that spot check spot check on anxiety, personal restlessness. It's probably going to be there, to some extent, even if it's 1%. We're human, we're complicated, we feel countless amounts of things, and living life on life's terms, we're going to experience and have these things come up in our lives where that's going to happen, where things are going to affect us. So again, just knowing and just working on accepting the fact that this is unavoidable. This is a part of life. So what do we do with that instead of all the former behavior and addiction, right? And just that truth halfway through the paragraph, our program does not totally rid us of these pains. And I talk, the addiction behavior's there. But the serenity we seek in our recovery comes through honesty with ourselves and acceptance of the incompleteness of our lives. And incompleteness can be a strong word, and that can I could take that as just that typical feeling we struggle with as addicts of just feeling that void, feeling the hole. And so just feeling and focusing on that and feeling incomplete, and then wanting to look for things outside of us that will then therefore make us complete. So I think it's important not to take that too out of context and take that too strongly. And I think it just talks more about it here in this third paragraph. When we make room for the pain in our lives, we allow the river of our emotions to flow, which I really like, and is how they're all connected in this way. We try to make the dam. We try to block one. We're going to be blocking this whole other area. We're really cutting off now the experience of emotion, which I think is very common for us who've struggled with addiction. And then the result of that is also very straightforward and clear from our just then emotional dysregulation when we're in recovery, especially in early recovery, needing to learn and develop coping skills and strategies because we don't know how to deal with all these emotions and all these feelings that are coming up. I think it's very straightforward. And so with that, sorry, one sec here. Yeah, there's a couple. Oh my gosh, a couple points. I'm worried I'm going to lose a few of them. I hope I don't. So just with that, back to the incompleteness piece, what I think it's just really talking about, and these good reminders here are just, I think I was summarizing it a lot at the beginning of this video pretty much on just how we know what the old addict life and behavior was in regard to dealing with emotion, and then now understanding and accepting the changes we have to make and the healthier behaviors that we can engage in recovery that will also include and then allow and make space for emotional processing. That's like the fundamental piece of this whole reflection. So with this concept of incompleteness, of having the void, whatever that is, you're learning how to feel again. You're letting yourself feel again. You're processing these emotions, letting these things come through. So I think that's a part of helping feel more complete. And I think it's part of doing that inner work. I don't know if you've heard the line, recovery is an inside job. That's one of my favorites. It's so good and it's so true. So typically in addiction, when we have this feeling of incompleteness, we're trying to reach outward. What is the thing outside of us that is going to complete me? All this like, you complete me crap. I'm sorry, it is. Like, it's adorable and it's gorgeous and all that, but it's just not healthy messaging. So anyway, sorry to burst that bubble. It's just how I feel. So rather than looking outward for the thing that completes us, it's doing that inner work. And a huge part of that is proper emotional processing, allowing yourself to truly feel where you are and what's going on, and just doing all of that inner work. So I think that directly ties and helps with these feelings of incompleteness and of this void, is just starting to fill that with more of yourself and all true aspects of you, your existence, your experience of life as you understand it, as you feel it. I think that's a really interesting point. So I just wanted to kind of highlight that for a little bit. Okay, so cool. Got that covered, didn't lose it. Now, moving forward with these other pieces here, middle of this third paragraph, I love this. Conflicting feelings can exist side by side. Absolutely. This is like the fundamentals of DBT, the concept of the fact that two things can exist at the same time. I'm sure you've heard this in 12-step meetings of like, oh, fear and faith can't exist in the same place. Like, that's total garbage. Like, yes, they absolutely can. They do. There is a whole therapeutic approach that is developed around this very truth. So again, difference now between like fellowship and peer support and self-help versus then like professional work and support and research and all of these things. So there's also two things that can exist at the same time. Didn't plan for that to happen. But yeah, so that's totally true. And with like the, so for that example then, two feelings can exist side by side. So then the concept of fear and faith, Well, they constantly coexist so much, especially for us in recovery, because I mean, pretty typically we will experience and have a fear, and then that's where 12-step programs talk about the concept of faith coming in now. I am scared of this. God, please help me. How are those not happening at the same time? You're not going to tell me, once you said, God, please help me, oh, wow, magically it's just gone now, and God reached out his hand, and I'm so much better now. Like, it doesn't work like that. I haven't seen it. If you have, throw it in the comments. Would love to hear it, really. But so both of these things will coexist. You'll have them both. So conflicting feelings can exist side by side. And when we try to control true feelings of restlessness or pain, we dam the flow of emotions and block the pleasant ones as well as the difficult ones. I think another point there too is we're trying to block this one thing. We are then blocking the other emotions we are feeling at the same time. And because addicts, we typically are huge avoiders of pain. I guess it's one or the other. It's either that or just give me all the pain in the world because I deserve it. That's a whole other conversation. I'm not going to open that wormhole right now. But pretty typically, a lot of us want to avoid pain, avoid discomfort, self-consciousness, whatever it is. We want to avoid it. So when we're so focused on that and then trying to dam that and block this uncomfortable feeling coming through, we're then also blocking ourselves from experiencing everything else, all the other emotions, like we're stopping ourselves from having a full experience. We're stopping feeling all these other emotions that could be there too, because we're so hyper focused on the one. We get into these old auto, like shut down our feelings reactions, and then you're cutting off all of this other stuff that's coming with it. And then that's where you can get tunnel vision. You may not being able to see the forest for the trees. You can't see everything that's happening in a situation. You're missing the entire experience because of the pinhole focus and then the attempted blockage at one thing. So I really like that it mentions and talks about that too. Just because, like, overall, becoming emotional again, feeling our emotions, healthily processing them, talking about them, it's just such a huge part of recovery, and it's where we have to do so much work, where we can do so much work to then allow and give ourselves more freedom, experiencing life better, wanting to, showing up for life. You know, it's just such a big piece of recovery. And I don't think in these aspects it's quite talked about enough. So that's why I really like this reflection and these points. So there we go. So that's what stands out. That's what stands out for me today. I'm going to wrap it up there for now. So please throw down in the comments what stands out for you with this. What do you not like about this reflection? What are things that have helped you get more in touch with your emotions and healthily process them? What's helped you more fully experience these emotions, life? I mean, I'd love to hear it. So please throw them down in the comments. The rest of the YouTube things can help the channel. Subscribing, liking, sharing if you're enjoying this video. We'd really appreciate it. In the description, we've got other free resources there for you. Recovery coaching videos, a podcast, blog. Heard rumors about us working on a newsletter pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. I think that's going to be pretty cool. That should be coming down the line. So you can be getting like these videos and other things in your inbox daily. I mean, I think that would be great. So working towards that. And then I do recovery coaching with folks. So if you're liking what you're hearing, but just thinking you need some more help and guidance around this stuff, my contact's in the description. Please reach out. Would be happy to see if there's a way that I can help you out in your recovery through some coaching with this. And last is other ways to support the channel: donating, becoming a member, getting yourself some branded merch. All those things that really help us grow and keep putting out more videos, which we really appreciate. So check it all out. Thanks for stopping by and enjoying the video today. I'm wishing you a blessed 24 in your recovery and letting yourself experience and feel some more emotion. Okay, so enjoy it, and we'll see you again tomorrow.